numbers, divide by 5. It will be stored in here. If an error occurs because you didn't define here correctly, for example, somebody defined as a string, then it will throw an exception error here. Then you have to fix the error and then print the average. Or if everything is good, you have to display the output. Output is the average variable. This is flowchart for the first example. Now let's go into the second one. Here we are dealing with strings. We want to combine two strings and display the result. So input variables will be str1, str2. I define the names, and here I define string data type. The name may be a little different in each, how they call it. It's like a generalized form, And string final str is where you want to combine the strings and store the final result. So final str will be, you got to find what function you want to use. Like I said, strcat is in one of the languages. Every language will definitely have a function for manipulation of all kinds of strings. An example would be, input will be one string and you want to capitalize the first letter. For example, higher, the word is given with lowercase. You want to capitalize H, and there are many functions available in each languages. So as we go through, I'll give you a lot of examples and explain the same process. If there's an error, you have to fix the error and print the result, the display final str, the combined string. Everything is good, you can display the final string. So this is the first video I created, what I'm going to create for this channel. It will have a lot of real life examples. I'm starting with the very basic, but we'll go into the beginner, it's in beginner level now. Then we'll go into the intermediate and advanced projects. We'll take a large project, break it into like 20 segments and go through the algorithm and flowchart for everything, so you understand very clearly. And eventually I'll explain how this can be done in different languages, How can you do this in C language or Java language? Other things are scripting languages, Okay, I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, no. Hi, today we'll talk about the C programming language basics, the fundamentals. It's a very important language. It's used everywhere in the planet for all kinds of systems. Let's start with the basics. C program is a script, it's a code. So it'll have like 10 statements, hundreds of statements, depending on the project. This is a sample C program. Statement 1, statement 2, like that, till say statement 10. But what is a statement? So the C statement, C is a language, like English language. It has a syntax, and these are the parts of the C language. It has a character set, identifiers, keywords, data types. For example, the alphabets A to Z capital letters, A to Z small, 0 to 9 special. That's a host of the character set. Identifiers can be like any name, For example, area 1, that's an identifier to hold a value. The maximum allowed is 31 characters for a character. Some keywords are there which we cannot use in the definition of the identifiers because C language owns all these keywords. For example, you cannot declare a variable called auto because it is part of the C language. It will get confused. So you have to put like auto 1. We'll see all this in the next lesson. These are some standard keywords: case, character, enum is enumerated data type. These are the standard data types of the C language to define a variable. It can be like integer, float, double, or a string. These are for decimal values. This for integer whole numbers. String is for the characters. Okay, let's come here. What are the other parts of the C statements? There's a constant, declarations, expressions. Expressions will contain, will be inside the main body of the C language. Constant is we are defining the value to a number, to a variable, like integer C1, value of 5. String S1 is equal to, says hi, that is the value of S1. And the declarations, we are declaring int A1, float A2. S1 is a type, string data type. So you can store all kinds of strings in here. A2 will have decimal value like 2.3, 2.4. This one will have whole numbers, A1 equal to 100. And expressions, all these are inside the C language. These are parts of the statements. Some special characters will also be there, plus, minus, percentage, less than, greater than. These are called relational operators. They operate between two values, constant variable or variable constant. $sign, we use all these curly braces. All these are part of the statement, which is the C program. Next slide, we'll talk about the keywords, the auto keywords, what the C language owns. So let's see here. These are the standard keywords or reserved words, which we cannot use, Auto, break, case. This is for a large expression, on a conditional loop. Characters, the data type. Const, continue is part of the do loop statement. Default, do is a loop control, we'll talk about later. Double is a data type. Else is the if then else statement, looping. Enumerated, extern, float, for loop. There is a you can go to particular statement, in the sequence of statements. If statement, integer, long, register, return. Every C program will have return statements. Return of 0 means there is no errors, Short is a data type. Signed, size of, static, struct, switch is like an expression, a looping control. Typed of, union, it's type definition actually. There's unsigned, void. Void is to return null from any program. Volatile, while, for, these are looping control. There's a near, fortran. And if you want to define a variable using these names, you got to use like auto1, see here, int is a data type, you can't use that name. So you got to use int1, float1, string1. And in the next, we'll continue with the next lesson.